Good morning. I have a pair of sharp little scissors up here. Good morning. How are you guys doing? Happy Sunday. Everyone's still asleep in my house, so except the puppies. I have Loki guarding his father so that he doesn't come down here. So yesterday I finished the exterior of the bag. I'm kind of disappointed that I didn't finish the whole bag, but I wasn't feeling my best. Like I'm still recovering, so but to finish the exterior, and I must say I kind of want to make a journey bag for myself. Um so let me get into it. Like, this is the exterior of the outside of the bag, the front of the bag. No, the back of the bag. In the back of the bag, there is a zipper pocket and then there's a hidden pocket. But this hidden pocket, if you unzip it, becomes a trolley sleeve, which I think that is the coolest thing. And when you don't have it as a trolley sleeve, it could just be a pocket. This is the front of the bag, and the front of the bag has a hidden zipper pocket. I think that's so cool. And the sides, and the sides. Oh, it took me forever. Oh, it is Monday. I'm sorry, but I keep whenever it's a holiday on a Monday, it always throws me off. Um, I'm probably trying to keep more days because this is the crazy part for the Comic Cons. So I am done with the front panels for the interior. I just need to make, I told her I was going to make her a center divider and I need to make her a computer sleeve. So I'm going to make that. I think I have about 3 hours more of work. And once I'm done with that, I'm going up to my room and studying more stuff about pattern designing or pattern, like making XVG exports and all that stuff like that. So that way the people who get this pattern, they can cut it out with their SVGs. Um, yeah, that's basically what I'm doing today. Yesterday I was so tired. I worked about 2 hours after the live with Sandra and I was done with everything. I had some technical difficulties with my 1341, but I figured it out. But I kept breaking a needle, so I was like, it's time for me to go. This I love this leather. It's like this pebble pulled up leather, and the more you crinkle it, the more you get these like beautiful lines. It's so soft though to the touch. Like, I keep touching it because it's really really soft and it has a nice smell of leather. I do really like these side connectors a lot. One of my favorite things about doing other patterns that I've never done before is taking items that I could put in my everyday bags or in another bag that I think will help improve it or give it a different look that I want. I learned a lot for this. I think I'm going to start putting hidden pocket connect, hidden offering hidden pockets to my customers to see if it'll be something that they would want. You're all crooked. Sorry. um, so yeah, that's basically it. Finish this bag, giving myself 2 to 3 hours. Because I'm done with the interior. Just need to make a water bottle thing and the center divider, which is really simple because there's no pockets in the center divider. I am putting tabs on the outside so she can connect her computer sleeve. I just haven't figured out if I'm going to do it magnet or 24 line snaps. I think magnets are easier because you can just pop them in and pop them out. 24 line snaps, if you're in a rush and you're trying to like click it close and you're deep in the bag, it could be kind of frustrating. So I'm trying to think of things that are easier for her, as well as I thought with a magnet, I can make a key chain holder with a magnet on the top. So she could instant if she's not using her computer, she can put it on that that magnet that's held for her computer, so she can find her magnet, her keys easier too. Multifunctional things help tremendously. Um, or I was thinking about because like the inside of these I made with magnets. Of what if I put a male and female side onto a key ring, and then she can put it in between the close, it still close the pocket, but you'll have a key ring so you can pull out. got to think outside the box. So it's gonna have little hints of Star Trek throughout it. The sleeve that I'm making for her computer is really cool, neon green water resistant canvas, Star Trek. And then I'm going to put her three dots right here, so it's like low key Star Trek, but if someone sees it they're going to be like, oh my god. um and I still need to put my logo somewhere. It was so funny because I was telling you guys yesterday when I was with Sandra that I was going to put my logo, and I have yet to do that. I I need to get a sign that says, "Shinova, please put your logo on it. Please put your logo." um, yeah, that's it. So that's all I have today. Yesterday was pretty productive. I was not feeling so good. I'm still having like trouble breathing normally. Like, it feels like I'm always trying to, like, gasp for air to talk, and, I'm gonna definitely see a doctor this week before I go, but I'm not testing positive. I just think it might be just a ramification of COVID for a little while. Um, and must I say, for this being my first time having it, it sucks. Like, I mean, I knew it sucked because I see it in the news and I heard friends tell me it is. It's just the ramifications for afterwards is kind of pretty crazy. And my little side effect is not as nearly as bad as I've seen other people do. Um, the magnets that we put in our bags are not strong enough to destroy a computer. Um, I'm kind of computer nerdy. I have Alienware and things like that for when I'm playing on my gaming platforms. My personal bag myself is full of magnets and it can't do it. It can't like it's even proven that the magnets on like a Bernina machine that's has an electrical board, unless it's a strong magnet, not like a magnet like that we usually have on here, it's going to do absolutely nothing to your machine. It's kind of think about it. If you The new Apples have a magnet case where on the back of the phone is a magnet to help recharge with a rechargeable case. It's just it's kind of it's not a full truth or a full lie. So I have a pretty intense laptop that is surrounding my magnets and nothing's ever going wrong with it. So yeah, and I had on my brother's embroidery, I have like a magnetic thing that's on the side that holds my scissors. It's been there for like 5 years and nothing's ever happened to it. It has to be like a really, really strong magnet. Like I'm trying to give you something super strong. Most of us we don't use that strong of a magnet. Um, yeah, I'm just here. And by the way, Android, if you're listening to this, can we get the magnet case just like Apple? This is the only thing I want like Apple. I think that is the coolest thing that you're able to slap a battery pack to the back of your phone and it's charging while you use it. That is so cool. Can I get that for my phone? Please? Oh yeah, I know. Deb, my friend Christina, she lives in Texas, and she was like, "Well, I asked for rain, and it sure the heck came." And she was showing me. I was like, "Yeah, that's a full fledged tropical storm right there, my friend." It was like wind chimes blowing in the wind and tons of rain. And I'm like, you know, you needed the rain, so it's just hard because when it doesn't rain for so long, so much product and grease and oil comes up from the ground and it can make really like good drivers like tailspin and it's just oof. Like I when I lived in Southern California and when it did rain, like all the oil from the cars and the truck on the freeway would rise and it would have people tail spinning like nobody's business. So I Ooh, yeah. When it's an area that doesn't get a freaking amount of rain, I'm always like crossing my fingers for everybody that goes out because when that oil and that spills rises, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. I do really want like I was a Kindle and Faith and Kenken are Apple users and Kindle has one of the newer phones I got him a couple months ago and I seen that they had the Magna case, and I am really upset that Android does not have that. That and like also, why does Casetify, um, OtterCase have the coolest Disney characters for Apple phones and not for Androids? That drives me nuts. I am a Disney nut. I want a cool Disney. If I had a Jack Pumpkin King skeleton, I would be losing my stuff. But when I seen that they're able to take these magnets and just stick it on the back of their phone, I was like, that would be so helpful when I'm at conventions instead of using like the old um batteries that they're like little blocks that you charge into your phone and it takes forever, but it's still charging. Yeah, I have to use those at conventions. Yes, they're called Magna cases. So I don't know what iPhone you need. I think it has to be a newer one. You just look up Magna cases and it will blow your mind because for me it is a little bit expensive to get the case. It's one fee and the battery is another fee, right? So I'm not gonna lie, you're looking at close to $200, but it is worth it. So if you're at a concert or you're at an expo or you're walking around for a long period of time and you're taking tons of pictures and recording stuff and your phone is starting to dwindle. If you're like me, I get anxiety as soon as my phone says 50. I know it makes no sense. It just my biggest fear is to be like lost somewhere and I have my battery's dead. But yeah, there's these cases and there's really cool ones too from like Marvel that you stick on and it's a battery pack like that's this like it's pretty big. It's a square, and you stick it on, and it instantly starts recharging your phone while you're still using it. And I'm like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen on a phone, and I can't get it on mine because I'm an Android. I'm a Samsung girl, 100%. I like that's my favorite phone. It's like every time they come out with something, I love it. I mean, I use things here, like when I do still shots for making like reels. I have a light that comes down and my photo goes down and I can use the S Pen to like take pictures while I'm sewing or recording it. Like I have a lot of cool features. I'm not going to complain, and I'm a person that utilizes all my features on my phone similar to utilizing all my features on any machine, because what if not when now then when. But I thought that was cool because one thing is when I go to an expo and I'm charging, I use my mobile hotspot instead of paying for the electricity at the expo to power up my square unit. And I have like a small little square kiosk, and it drains it by the time I start using it like at 10 and the event ends at 7, I'm like at 27%. So I have to bring extra little battery cases to charge into my phone while it's getting used. And during this time, I'm barely using my phone, except I rattle off numbers to Kindle. So from the first sale, I'll be like, if this sold, I'll be like, Star Trek Journey bag sold for X amount of money. And Kindle does the tally for me. What I do, I cross off and I'm making marks on in my tally, what sold first, what was the first item picked up, what is the item that continues to get picked up, what if people are like, oh man, if this was in black, I put all that information down. This is the time for me to get it's like my own personal survey without them knowing I'm doing a survey. Yeah, Samsung girl, right? Whoop whoop. Oh, and yeah, Deb, you need to try. If you have a newer phone, you can get a magnet case, and you can either get it from Casetify, which I actually like them better than OtterBox. Casetify recycles our old phone cases and creates new phone cases. So they're a little bit more higher because they're doing stuff that's really great for the environment. Also, there's like two different cases, one that you could drop at 6 to 7 feet, and the other one you can drop from 10 to 20 feet. Meaning you could toss your phone across the thing and nothing will happen to it. And so they're the first one I seen the magnet case, and then Red Velvet came out with theirs, and they have a really Red Velvet has different collaborations like Casetify and there's other case people. Otterbox have a contract with Disney and Marvel. Red Velvet has like themes with like Wonder Woman and Betty Boop characters, and they're all licensed materials with that you can get. But they both have. When I went through them to get the case for my phone, that's when I realized that about the magnet case, and I was like, why don't we have that on Androids? Maybe it'll happen like next year. I think that is the smartest thing that anyone's ever thought of for a phone. And I think they kind of took it from Droids. Droids, especially Samsung, for the past 2 years, like let's say Christine's phone was dying and she has a Droid, she could take battery life from mine. We could both hit this button on our phone and we could put our backs of our phones together and it could recharge Christine's phone if her phone's dying. And I think they took that concept and was like, well, instead of doing it with another phone, how about we have a battery pack that you can put on the back of your phone and it's recharging it while you're using it. It's actually really brilliant. And I think it should be for every phone. And kudos to Apple's for capitalizing on that and having really smart people. Hmm. Yeah. Like Androids have a lot of cool features. Just like there's very exclusive features for, Apple. So, I mean, here's the thing. I had an iPod. I don't have one anymore because they're like, I don't have one. I used to have an iPod. I love their watches, and this is what made me almost become an Apple user. I like I like Android because we can pretty much use any appliance that goes with the phone, and like I can control the dishwasher and the wash machine with my phone. So it all depends. It's a matter of preference. But our house, there is a divide. There's three Apple lovers and there's two Android lovers. But out of the Androids, I'm the only Samsung, and Hope loves Google phones. So like it's different strokes for different folks. I just realized I put paint all over my Betty Boo chain. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I can get this out with nail polish remover. Yeah, I also have these like chains to my phone so that like if I'm walking around, it's on my wrist, and if I drop it, it just starts dangling. So it's great for clumsy people like me. Yes. Oh, yes. Definitely. Thank you, Lynette. Definitely. If you guys are selling, my best thing to do is to tell you to get a composition book and write the date, the name of the event, write down all of your products, and leave 2 to 3 lines between each product. So if someone comes up and they're like, oh my God, I love this cup. I wish it was in purple though. And then they walk away. You can go to Tulip Pink Nightshade Girls. Love the cup. Wished it was in a different color, black. And if what happens is that if I get like 3 or 4 of the people and they all say that, then I know the next thing I'm making is a Tulip Pink and black. Like, so like that, just do things like that, or like somebody be like, oh, I love this, but I wish there was a water bottle holder. Then I can jump in and be like, I can add a water bottle holder, not to this particular bag, but have you ever had a custom bag made for you? Something that is suited for your own needs that you can't buy in a store because this is everything that you want in a bag. And they're like, I'm interested, and you project get a sell and always get all the money up front. Don't do that half. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Because I people will walk away from a half, never the whole thing. There are people that will pay for and then ghost you, and yes, you have half the money, but most likely you put half that money in to buy materials for their project. So have a realistic timeline, explain to them about how your updates are, because nothing irritates somebody more than when you have a custom bag and there's no updates, and the next thing you know, 2 weeks later, here's your tracking number. Give them updates like, hey, you're in queue. You should be working on your bag. Started on Tuesday. I'm really excited. And then like I like will show them something like the person I'm working on the Coraline. I got buttons that are rainbow iridescent. I'm like, I got these for the eyes for the other world. And she was like, oh my God, these are so cool. Thank you so much for the update. This is how you keep repeat customers. No one that's going to buy a bag from you is not going to buy one bag their whole entire life. They're going to want to buy stuff for friends, family, grandkids, appreciation gifts, or maybe something more like, hey, this person's buying this for me and she's bought 5 other bags for me, but this one's going to be her work bag. All her other bags are for when she's hanging out. She bought a con bag for me so that it's like a big tote bag with all these different straps and security methods so that when she goes to conventions, she can do it. This is for her work bag. And then she's already talking to me about making a special duffel bag for carry-ons. So like we're needed. So what you just basically got to do is like kind of find out your own sell tactics, use it on family members, practice in the mirror, record yourself and watch it. And even though it might be embarrassing and secondhand embarrassment is real, you'll get into the swing of it. Yeah, jot down all feedback, man. It's a big game changer. That's how I found out that people wanted elf Christmas stockings. Was two people came up to me during a holiday market and was like, "Oh my God, do you have anything with the elf?" And then that's when I found Backstitch had some, and then actually there is from Camelot there is elf material, and I was able to get these and I brought them to the next mart. And ironically, these people were there and they're like, "Oh, you found some," and they bought them. So just keep when people are telling you stuff, just keep notes so that way it can be easier for you. Yeah, just write down notes. And also, if you have an Apple, go look at the magnet case. You're gonna be like, "Shanova," and I'm like, I know. The sticker shock is real. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because I was like looking up, I was like, what they want? How much money for that? But in the grand scope of things, like if I was at a fair or Smithsonian or the zoo or something, this is golden. Or if I'm on a long commute home and I'm like taking light rails and all that stuff, then boop, I don't have to worry about my phone dying. So I'm gonna play Candy Crush the whole day. So it's for me, I think it's worth it to have the security and feel secure that your phone is always on. So yeah. So once I get off of here, I'm gonna see if my husband's up so he can make me a cup of coffee. And then I'm gonna finish off this bag. And me and him are gonna start tagging and bagging together because tomorrow's Tuesday and I'm trying to get everything done. If I have one more project, not project, one more order I need to get done. So I'm trying to get all the sublimation things I'm gonna print out today and get the what is it? Trailblazer cut out so that way I could just do it tomorrow. I might sew that live in That's So Nova tomorrow if the kids because the kids will be at school. So why not? And that one I don't even sew with the directions anymore because I know all the directions. Um that's a bag that I so love. It does a really, really well job for me. People love the way it is. And the weirdest part, I've never sold it as a baby bag. I like literally solicited like this is a cool baby bag. I feel like it could be for all genders, all like everything. Ladies and gents and our binary friends, it could be for anyone, but people literally use it as a commuter backpack to put their computer in. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. Um, kind of cool. Thank you, Virginia. Ooh, okay. I gotta tell you, I'm gonna cut out. That's what I'm trying to do. I want to get out three more bags before Friday. And Kendall's like, "You're pushing it. You're pushing it." But I want two of them to be Catalina because I just realized when I was going through some of the bags yesterday, I have no Doctor Who. Doctor Who sells for me, and I want to make one Catalina and then the other one either in the Betty Bowler or the Erica Bowler bag. The reason why my go-to is the Erica Bowler bag. It sells really well. It looks like it's bigger than what it is. When you put it on your body, you realize it's just the perfect size bag. It's very simplistic, bound, and it's easy for me to come to make because again, there's certain bags that sell well for me. I don't need to look at the directions anymore. So the Catalina, the Ora Rosa, Erica Bowler bag, as well as like the Trailblazer and the Betty Bowler bag from Soon. I don't need directions. I'm good to go. I'm like, yeah, cut it out. Let's go. So, oh yeah, do a binding. It's super fun. I like to starch. my I was like looking because I seen my starch bottle roll down. There's different starch levels. I like to iron so it's nice and crisp. When it's crisp, I notice it doesn't fray as much. I also use like a blowtorch when I'm like melting the ends of a zipper tape. If you have never really seen me, I'm like sitting there like fire. Um, I like to iron them. That's probably one of the reasons why I like Sally Tomatoes a zipper tape. It is super crisp. Like it comes in a slap bracelet. First of all, if it's over 3 yards, they roll it right, and then it's in a slap bracelet, which is genius. Um, but their tape is always really stiff and rigid. And that is something I like. I usually like to hit it with the iron before I do it. I notice if I don't, then the it can the weft and the weave of the nylon or the cotton part, um, it can kind of be shifty, which can make the coils look shifty. So I like to iron them. I usually iron my zipper tapes when I get them in and then just roll them up and they're good to go. I have never made the Erica Bowler at 80%, and I think it's super cute, but I really believe that is one of the few bags that I don't think it needs to be reduced. It's not a very big bag. It looks like it is, but it isn't. It's the perfect bag. Like at 100%, you could put a Yeti water bottle in it. At 100%, you could put a lot more stuff in it. And for me, the way I do bags that size, I need to be able to put a water bottle. Most people that I sell to have like a reusable water, or they're a person that carries around Coke or whatever. And that is a key feature for me, that you could put your water bottle in this. And sometimes I make water bottle sleeves on the side so they could just put it in and it doesn't move. At 100%, I can do that. That's the only reason why I've never done 80%, because it cannot fit like a Corksicle or a Yeti water bottle in it. When you look at the measurements, you're like, it won't fit unless it's at an angle, and then that defeats the purpose of the bag because you have to go around the stuff to get things. So I don't know. A lot of people are more conscious now because we're getting rid of plastic, especially in Maryland. There's like not plastic water bottle dispensers. It's more like inside the places you go to, you have the free water that you have at the water fountain that you put your bottle in. So out here, a lot of people, when they ask me for something, is the bag big enough to put a water bottle in? Yes. I just make it at the 100%. That's the only one I won't mess with. I've seen people make the Catalina bigger. I love the Catalina because it looks like it's small, but it's so mighty. Ooh, everyone's cutting out something unusual. Yeah, so I'm hoping that I can get this done and cut out everything for um, the Trailblazer. I just haven't figured out if I'm going to do it where it's a recess zipper or just the closed top, because I love the recess zipper, but I do like the original way it's made as well too. So that's ease my plans. I hear somebody walking. It's Faith. So yeah, that's all I plan on doing. I'm almost done. I just really like how this bag came out. Um, I have the handles all done and everything, and I have the insides done. I think it's personal preference, Linda. I generally don't like. Only reason why I do the Betty Bowler is if anyone has ever made the Betty Bowler at 100%, it is a carry-on size. It's kind of like when you look at the Hitchhiker, there's a carry-on size and then the normal size. When I put the two bags together and I had a picture, there is a mass difference. Some people love carrying around a ginormous bag, and there's other people that just want a normal size bag. So it depends. The Betty Bowler at 80% is actually just like a perfect size. You can throw a water bottle, but it would have to be vertical. Not I can't be upright, it has to be laying on its side. At 100%, there's a possibility you can have a water bottle in there, but that's the way I think about it. Mine's is more of the water bottle challenge. A lot of people that buy bags for me, they do not use plastic water bottles anymore, and they want to be able to be hands free and be able to put their water bottle inside the bag. Even when I just made a stadium bag for someone the other day, and I had to put like It's a clear plastic sleeve, but it was pretty cool how I put a water bottle sleeve inside of a backpack so that they were able to put like a clear water bottle in and everything's clear. So it was pretty cool. I might do that again. Oh, I didn't finish it. This is the Journey bag. This is all leather. It took me forever to skive it down because it was 5 ounce. And so like the front of the bag is pretty cool. It has a hidden zipper pocket and it's a slip pocket. And on the back, it's like it looks like a regular pocket, right? It can be, but if you unzip it, if I can get my fat fingers in the zipper, okay, it becomes a trolley sleeve. I love the way this is done. And I'm the interior. I just need to put together and cut out the middle divider and then make the laptop sleeve. The laptop sleeve doesn't come with this bag. I just did it for this person because the way they travel on DC, they travel from DC to Baltimore, and they just wanted to have an adjustable sleeve. That's a nice big bag, yeah. Maggie 55, the journey bag. I'm actually thinking about doing something with it, with something we have for Alchemax for next round. I'm talking cryptid, but Shannon knows what I'm talking about. So I'm thinking about doing something because for that particular print, I always get asked for it, but everyone always wants a bigger bag, and I think that would be such a cool baby bag actually, like to have all your stuff and like a baby bag airport style. I think it would be a cool bag. Oh yeah. Oh no, no, no. The brush is that's a lip brush and it was getting all the chalk off. No, no, no. Yeah. As you see, there's no harm is done to the bag. I was getting all the I do have a rogue thread though. Always the rogue threads. Yeah. That brush that you see me going over is a lint brush. And it also removes chalk from leather. At first, it looks really weird, and then it gets better. Don't worry. Yeah, I have lint brushes everywhere, like, cause like I'll get this is the meat from yeah, you heard me say meat from sanding down the straps and um skiving, so I'll bring my lint brush over and get everything off. I'm not the cleanest skiver either. I don't know how and at where, but it just gets everywhere. So I clean everything when I'm done with the project. So that's going to be a journey today. I love cleaning out the skiver. I I don't. And if I could trust my kids not try to plug it in and see that bell skiver go around, I would ask one of them to do it, but I don't trust them. You can't trust kids with the sewing room. But I do have some cool news. I bought Hope when I went to Fabric Wholesale Direct. They have like sewing kits, like for beginners that has like pins and whatever. She's my destructive little creative little girl. She likes to she buys regular mini boots for herself. Then she likes to go to secondhand stores and find older Beanie Boos. She washes them and then she takes them apart to enhance her Beanie Boos. So she can do a couple stitches, but she asked me to teach her how to do a ladder lock stitch day. And I'm a little excited. I'm trying not to be excited because this is the girl that's like, whatever, it's okay, we're cool. So I have to be like, okay, it's cool. But inside, I want to jump up and down and do backflips because that is one child that wants to learn how to sew. Okay. You don't understand. This has been the dream. None of them been interested. They usually be like, Mom, fix my pants. Mom, fix my backpack. Mom, fix my check. So yeah, I have somebody that wants to learn how to sew today. So I'm going to be teaching her how to do a ladder lock stitch, and I'm really excited about that. It's something my Abuelita taught me. I get to pass down to a child. Yeah, she does some weird stuff with stuffed animals that scares the living hell out of me. But other than that, I mean, I get it. It's kind of savvy because it's kind of like when you hear people, I know people in the back community who goes to like secondhand stores, buy like expensive bags and then harvest the hardware. It's really smart if you think about it. If you go into a there's so many different secondhand stores. There's like even Habitat for Humanity or a Goodwill. You go into a Goodwill, you go in there, you try to get a see a name bag like a Kate Spade or a Lamb bag, and you buy the bag for $10. And it has tons of hardware. You take it home, you harvest all the hardware, and then like you drop it in like Alka Seltzer water so you can get rid of all the bacteria and whatever, and you can it's all shiny and new. So I know a lot of people that harvest bags. They go to secondhand ones. She essentially does the same thing, but stuffed animals freak me out, okay, because they carry so many things and diseases. So immediately she throws them in the wash machine. She washes them again. She washes them like 3 times with like OxyClean and then dries them. But then that's when she starts finding their seams, taking them apart, throwing their stuffing away outside, and then she recreates new stuffed animals. Um, I try to just like, here, I could buy you faux fur. There's like so many cool faux furs. No, she wants old Beanie Boos. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, if you haven't thought about that, secondhand stores is a great place to harvest hardware, especially if you find like a Coach bag and it's like $10 or $15. You could harvest all the hardware. Like you may have literally $30 or $40 worth of hardware on there, and the people at the secondhand store doesn't know, but you do. So just something to think of if you're always like, hey, I want to make all these bags, but the cost of hardware is a lot. It's I have a couple of friends that do it, and I'm not gonna lie, there's a secondhand store by the Ross, and I went in there and they had like a boatload of Gwen Stefani's lamb. And there was one bag that literally had 8 D rings on it. 8 D rings. It had the adjustable sliders, it had buckles in the front and purse feet, and they were selling the bag for $10. I was like, thank you. Thank you. You just gave me a whole lot of hardware. And it was like an antique brass and it works out. So that's just a second just a fun thing to know if you're like, hey, you know, it's it's hard. Hardware is expensive and you want some higher end, that is one way to go. Also, I you can get D rings, rectangle rings, um like the not the swivel hooks, but they're like the ones that look like cable, like the use not like the ones like Emmeline bags, like they're I forgot they're like cable swivel hooks or whatever. You can get those at Home Depots and Lowe's, and they're like really inexpensive, like 50 cents and stuff. It's pretty crazy. They have almost all colors except iridescent. Yep. It all matches because it's all on one bag. And you can sometimes get these bags for like $5 or $10, and you're really getting close to $50 or $60 worth of hardware. So yeah, I have a friend that does that. And she also goes gets chains like from she got this. They had like these little bags from Coach that had chains, and it had like the Coach chains things. And she got each bag for like $10. And it came with the chain, it came with the zipper that she was able to reuse. She was able to harvest the magnetic snaps. She was able to have it harvest it had like 4 D rings, and she was like on cloud nine. I'm like, not gonna lie, I'm kind of jealous because that's smart. That's smart. And then anytime she told the ladies at her in her church group that if they are like turning in bags, if they're not like giving them to like there's women's shelters you can give that are women are trying to get back on their feet. Those like if you're a person that makes a lot of bags and they're not perfect to you, instead of harvesting, there are communities within our each city where they take in women that are trying to get back on their feet and get back into the workforce for whatever the reason, walk of life, and they're always in need of suits, bags, all that stuff. So sometimes when I have a bag that I'm like I'm not 100% on board with instead of harvesting, I'd rather give them to these people, and they usually absolutely love them, and they can use them to get back into the workforce and um, they build up their wardrobe, they get help with job interviews and the whole 9 yards. So that's another thing that you can do. You could do if you are part of a church or synagogue or whatever you're part of. If your group does like collecting, you can explain to your pastor or whoever the head of the church is that you make bags. If even anybody wants to give their old bags to you, that's another way of getting hardware as well. Have you ever used or seen the visual this one? Yeah, I use these in the lining all the time. I also use them on my on my sewing machines to hold my needles. Yeah. These can get expensive. There is one person that doesn't sell them for so much, and I cannot think of them. Yeah, I use these inside the linings. You usually so you'll have this. Here's your lining. You're gonna put it behind here, and you're going to sew around like a perfect box, making sure you don't hit the needle. So what I usually do is I get a thin chalk pencil and draw the exterior out, and then I'll sew within that line around, and you could put them on bags. Sometimes if I feel like my side pocket is gaping too much, I'll put one in the lining and on the back of the exterior wall, and it just closes it automatically, so the pocket doesn't gape out, but then they have a huge pocket in the inside. But they're also really good for your machine to toss them, as you hear just here, slapping them on, and they hold my pins. Yes, they exist. um, they're strong. They're I can't eat magnets are really weird. It just depends on if someone does something to desensitize and demagnetize them. Like I see some people putting like fusible fleece on top of their magnets, and heat from the iron can actually mess with the ions of the magnet and create a small weakness. So with that being said, the reason why I think I like these a little bit better than the prongs, um, is because of that. You don't need to iron anything on top of it because it's a flat surface. You don't have to put anything on it like to make sure it doesn't have anything to rub up against because it is flat. There's no rigid edges. You just need to learn how to sew within the parameters, and this is why you can make a paper template of its size and then like put the template on here, draw around it, and then like sew 1/8 of an inch inside the parameters that you drew, erase the thing, and now you have a cool magnet that you really can't see, you only could feel, and it works really well for wallets. I like to personally use them for inside pockets. I prefer these over the prong magnets, but my favorite magnets are the rivet ones because they're smooth and they're really strong. They're strong enough. I mean, you hear it keep clapping back to my machine. I'm just like tossing it because I know it's going to work. And I do like putting my needles and pins on them. I don't know. I have a lot of those. You can get them at Emmeline Bags. You can get them at Ohio Bag Making. There's a lot of places that carry them. I think if even Mikas and Margot carry some of them. Mikas and Margot actually has the plastic and the magnets separately where you can create your own. It's pretty cool. I don't have time to do that, but I thought it was a really cool thing. I'll be like, I messed up, Kendall. And then he'll be like, I'll do it. Yeah. I always try to find weird little gizmos and gadgets. I don't know why, but those are my favorite things because I get a lot like I have a wide pocket and I don't want to divide it into different pockets like a cell phone pocket or whatever. That is one way to divide pockets. Interesting for like your phone or whatever, but then also have it as a one pocket if you need it. Amazon has everything. They pretty much have everything. Yes, oh my god. I just love rivet magnets for everything. To be honest with you, it's smooth and I don't have to put the duct tape and all that stuff on the back to make sure nothing rubs against it. It's just smooth. I think that I think once you use a rivet magnet, you're gonna be like, I wanna You know who said it too? Tori from Who Seems Legit. She said it in her live that she did with Sandra. Like that's all she uses now. She's going to use the magnets that have the prongs because she doesn't want to be wasteful. But her favorite things are the ones with the rivets. And I was like, oh my God, that is another person who sees what I'm seeing. Once you start with rivet magnets, it's so much easier. You're not having to use the back of your scissors to put the prongs down. You're not having to have to tape things. You don't have to worry about it maybe accidentally shifting out. Like you don't have to, there's just like, you're not, it's not two slits, it's just one hole. It, there's, so it doesn't, it's less weakening to the fabric because there's not two slits. It's just one little punch and you're done. And it's like a rivet, it's going to be there unless you take something to pry or rivet off. Yeah, they're a little harder to find. You can buy to me the best magnets, and it's no shade to anyone. I like the Buckle Guys magnets. Those sun I like. Okay. Some I have magnets. I don't know if you guys ever see me have magnets here and here. Kindle bought me them for headaches, right? Like they're black and you just put them here and here and here and here. And because the magnetic pull is so strong, you can feel it. It's really weird. It feels gross but cool. Like it's a weird thing. But the magnets for Buckle Guy, I'm able to put one magnet on my finger and the other one and like it will stay. Like it's super strong magnets. But if you don't get Buckle Guys, cost I think there's like a certain Buckle Guy works differently than other hardware stuff. It's like 20 cents per unit or whatever. The other one is Cam Snaps. Cam Snaps actually is the only one that has iridescent and rose. And they have the same thing, 12, 16, 18, I think, and 20 millimeters. And then you can get them there. There's a lot of places that carry them now because a lot more people are requesting them because you don't, it's just less steps you have to do and with more security. So I don't know. I started looking at them when I was doing looking at leather classes, and they all that's all they use. I'm like, why don't I use these in my bags? Yeah. Yeah. See, you need to press. You do need to press for the magnet, or you can do the one that I showed you. Cam Snaps has their own handheld press, and you can use that too. Because that's when I first used magnets. I didn't have my Buckle Guy one, and remember I think I've said that Mikas and Margot does not have it. So I have a handheld press, and in a couple of my tutorials when I'm installing rivets, you see me use my handheld press putting it in, and it works just fine. And I think the press is under $40. And you can also put cam snaps with it. You probably have the press if you have the cam snap press. You just need to buy the dies that go with it through cam snaps. It's pretty cool. That's how I found out about them. And then when I went to look for my second rivet, then I found out Buckle Guy has one too. So I was like, yay! I'd use both. Cam Snaps has it where you just unscrew the dies from the plastic one and screw that bad boy in, and you're good to go. It's like three sets, three dies, not three sets. Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. Like my thing is that well, I don't have a person that I have not seen the rainbow one except from Cam, so I'm probably gonna ask you information on that because I'm out of the rainbow iridescent. That's actually the wallet when I showed you the wallet that I use is Sonar's wallet, the Triskel. I've had this wallet for like 3 years. The people always ask me where did I get the snaps on them? Those that's from Cam Snap. I love anything rivet. I'm just like I'm here for it. Yes. Yep. You can look you if they don't have dies, then again you can get a handheld one from Cam Snap. That's just a handheld, and it'll come with the three dies that comes in it. The first top die of the rivet's the same one, the rivet head, and it works just as good as a hand like a regular press is just a hand one. And again, if you have the Cam Snap with the plastic buttons, you may be able to just buy the dies from Cam Snap. Yes. Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard. I can definitely understand that. But I know a lot of designers who they do ask for like, magnets. I just been using I'll do this. It's no different to me than using the one with the prongs because you don't have to see the back. It's when you tell me to put a rivet, tell me to put a magnetic snap, it's the exact same thing except I'm not putting two slits. I'm just punching a hole and rivet it in and no one even knows. I've been using rivet magnets on everything for the past like 2.5 years. And nobody could tell. They don't look any different from the outside. Unless I put the rivet to show on the outside, they look just like a prong one. It's just easier for me. I do, but when I do get ones that have prongs, I don't like, oh, I don't off with their heads. I don't want them. No, I'll use them, and I'll use them during a tutorial too, so someone can see me struggle and cut my hand with them. I don't know what it is about those prongs. I use like there's sometimes if you're around me, you'd be like, Shova, let me do it. You're gonna wind up injuring yourself and everybody else around you. I'll be like with the prongs, like, come on. Um, so yeah, I use it. No one will be able to tell. That's the thing about it because I to be honest with you, I think I used the rivet one for the Mayfail testing, and I used the rivet one for my clear bag for Tuesday tote. So, because it just made more sense to have that like that instead of using a 24 line snap, which I use a lot. I just thought the magnet would just look cooler because they're rivets right there and they look really cute. I didn't know Tandy leather. I'm going to be on Tan. I love Tandy leather. Like if I can go there once a week and just be in the store and smell leathers, I would I would be happy. I love the way that store smells. Just all that leather and touching stuff. That's my favorite field trip. So yeah, I did not know Tandy Leather has it, but Tandy Leather does have a whole new rainbow set. Now they have the mini rivets. Okay, so I use the mini rivets on like the facings. I like to put them on either side. They have the best mini rainbow rivets. Like they're really smaller than the small, and they're so dang cute. They're so cute, but their rivets in rainbow is ridiculously expensive. Like, let me sell my kidney. Like they were like, oh yeah, that costs $30. I'm like, what? What? Wait, what? I think I misheard you, sir. Sometimes when people say something that is stupid to me, I just can't interpret it, right? So, um, what did you say, sir? Did you finish the bag? No, I finished the outside of the bag, um, but not the inside. But I have the outside all done. Okay, I gotta tell you, this is my favorite feature though, because it's a slip pocket with a secret zipper pocket. That is so cool. And like this is supposed to be a cam snap, and I decided to do magnets. It's just easier for people. it's and these are some pretty strong magnets. Yes, I love that sound. And I like the trolley sleeve. She got her little cool Star Trek on. This whole thing Star Trek, just low key leather style. I love this leather so much. I have one other hide. I just don't know what I'm gonna make. Kendall was like, "Yeah, you're gonna make me something." No. So yeah, and I like how the side straps come on. This is one of her first patterns, and so it has no videos except I did read it last night. It has how to install the trolley, but you guys see me install the trolley yesterday. I think that is the coolest thing. Like I loved Ora Rosa's trolley, but Maggie 55 did one small thing that was different than Ora Rosa's. Okay, so this is a hidden like zipper pocket, right? And this part when you watched it with me is underneath. So when you unzip it, like it shows nice and clean. This is such a big bag. Nice and clean on the inside. Now I think I'm gonna when I make the beast again, because I will make the beast. That's like a weirdly requested bag for me. People like, oh, make me luggage. It doesn't take you forever and a day, but I like that. I like how it's also how the zipper can go into the hidden zipper thing, and you can just really use it as a back pocket. Oh my Jesus, that bag is heavy, man. So, I'm okay. It's like 5 ounce. I'm just like, okay. But my this I got this Fedora. This one frays really bad, but it's really light, so it's gonna make the bag won't be too heavy when I'm done. Yeah, Journey Travel Bag by Maggie55. I'm gonna try her Urban Tote next. I'm curious because I've never did a video. No, I've never done one of her patterns that didn't have videos to it. So I'm assuming the Urban one does it maybe because the Journey wasn't the first one. I think the Urban bag was her first pattern. So yeah, I just want to. I felt really accomplished that I was able to do it without her video tutorial. I know that sounds silly, but Maggie55 will have me like this. Why did I choose this as a career? um, but that one I did the trolley with you guys and I was wickedly surprised how that turned out. It's super cool. Um, man, that woman's talented. She is so talented. Like I love getting her stuff and just learning. But so I'm on page 34 and it ends on page 50. So I'm really almost done. It's just the interior. Thank you. Oh, I love the Michael Traveler. Oh my. I love how it comes together. Like, okay, so I don't know if Tara got her inspiration, but it reminds me of the clam pattern from by Annie. It like folds into the gusset. Oh my god, that is so genius. That when I made the first Michael, I was like literally doing happy dances in the chair because I don't know. I like learning. Like, don't you get excited when you learn something new and then it's in your memory and like you're like, yes. Like I remember when I got my tester pattern for the Mayfield, I was like, okay, I know how to put grommets in. She showed that bridge. I read that sucker like 10 times at night, highlighted. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to put bridges in everything. So, like, I get excited. Like, when Aura Rosa sends something that's different, I'm like, yes, I will now do all my side connectors like this. Like, it gets me excited. The one Aura Rosa bag that I felt like I learned the most was Monica. That bag, you have to do 45-degree angles and 90-degree angles to achieve this. I was like, my dyslexic ADHD brain is not going to be able to do this and how I'm going to teach people. But when I was done with the first one, I felt like I was like, I should be working for Louis Vuitton. I did this. I did this. And I love when a designer can bring that out on you where you're learning something and now you want to implement it into your everyday bag life. It's the best feeling. Yes, I did edge penning on it as well. Yeah. That's why the first day took so long. I was on the phone with Sandra and I was like, I'm 100 years old, but yes, there's edge painting so, on everything. I just haven't made the leather strap because I'm going to need my husband because I have like this leather cutter that you cut, but I need 2 people to hold the leather taut so I can cut out one strip. I can get a 54-inch strap out of it. I know I can. I just need my family not to fidget when I'm trying to do the leather strap. I'm not asking for a lot. Just don't move. Just don't move. Just hold it. It's a challenge. It is. My best advice is that if you're not afraid of a staple, like I am, I'm a coward. I'm not gonna lie. I had one staple hit my bed of my thing and I lost my stuff. I was like pruning to my machine like it will never happen again. And I haven't done it, have I? No, baby, I haven't. So, um, I freak out off of it. But if you're not a freak out over staples, staple that bad boy and you can sew through that in a breeze. People in the testing did it like that and it'll just come out easy. It just I like the way it comes together. It's so big though. And I think that's the most intimidating part of the Beast and the Michael is the bags are huge. So it's automatically a step back like can I do this? That's how I also feel about little bags. I'll be like, damn it, how am I supposed to turn this? I'm like, thank you so, Terry. The closure on the bag is so unique. It looks like a maxi pad. It's just, when I first seen it, I was like, it looks like the pads they give you after you have a child. And it's just like, what am I supposed to do with this? Is it for head dressing wounds? I don't know. But when I first seen it, that's what you know, it's exactly what it looks like. I'm like, huh. So, Tara, where did you get this idea from? Yeah, I got to test that one. That one was wicked cool. Tara comes out with some really cool bags. Like her, if you guys haven't tried a good bum bag, try her Louis. It's a good bum bag. It has like these really cool wings, but when everything comes together, you're like, what? I made this bum bag that looks like it could be on the runway. She's another one that her and Erica are tied for most unique bag pieces. Like they every time I get a pattern from Erica, it's just like there's a piece in there that looks like nothing I've ever seen before. And I'm like, is this supposed to be a Lego? What is going on here, Tara? Like, and this is Tara's the same way. She always has very unique bag pieces, and you're like, I don't know how this is going to turn into a bag, but I guess I'm just going to trust the process. Yeah. If you guys look at the Michael, if you have the Michael, if you're a part of Bag of the Month, then you should have the Michael from 2 seasons ago. Just print out the like the outside piece or like look at the anatomy of the bag. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You'll be like, oh my God, it looks like an always ultra like heavy flow maxi pad. Like you're just and then it just connects. And it's the weirdest thing. And it comes out with the coolest shape afterwards. Like the bag has like this really cool slope in factor, and it's because of the maxi pad. It's just really that's what it looks like. Just when you see it, you know, and you'll be like, oh my God, Shinova. Yeah, just like if you have Erica's Harith, then you know there's two pattern pieces that look like t-shirts, like infant t-shirts. And you're like, how's this turning into a pocket? And it does. It does. I don't understand. I'm still thrown off. When she gave it, was like, test this. I'm like, these are t-shirts. They're literally t-shirt shape. And now when I think of it, I understand, and it forms beautiful. I like some of these designers. They make things like it's origami. Like you're just like oh cool, and then you're just looking at them like, wait, how? How is this going to turn into what it does? But that's the whole fun about testing and trying new bags. Period. Is that to see if your brain can start comprehending what this person's dream and fantasy of this bag is, and then you make it come to life, is just it's amazing. I think all of us as bag makers like are incredibly talented because someone has a dream of making a bag, and then when other people start seeing their dream and making it happen, it's super cool. I love looking at other people's bags on Facebook. Like it's my favorite thing to do before I go to bed is scroll because I love to see other people's work, their color combinations, modifications, how they take the setup of their pictures, or I don't know. I think our community is pretty amazing and very, very talented. There's not a person I haven't seen yet that's not talented. There's something special about every single one of us and uniquely special. But yes, I wish you good luck on the Michael. Just have fun. There are videos. I think I have a video of it too. I believe I do. But Tara has one. I believe Rayvon has one, and there was somebody else. I forget your name. I apologize. There was one other person I know in the testing group that had a video, and I just cannot remember who it was because it's been almost a year. but there's quite a few videos on there. You can what happens is there's usually the designers or do tester calls. They'll have it in their group like, "Oh, we're looking," like if a couple about a month ago, Erica from Lavender and Twine had a tester call and was like, "Hey, I'm looking for people that are different test brackets and have different machines from industrials to domestics or even Trindle machines." I think her thing was quite funny because there are people that I know that test on Trindle machines. Um and they're looking for people with just different tastes. Like, not everybody's like, "Oh, Tula Pink," or "Oh, Disney." They want people that'll be like, "Yeah, I'm going to have Rosemary Baby print." You wanna have a wide variety, and then you just apply. Most of them, you either fill out a Google Doc or you post your picture of your bag and give a little information about yourself and they pick. Then there's also testers, people out there that, will see your work and they'll reach out to you and be like, "Hey, I've seen your work. Do you mind testing for me?" Those are my favorites. I'm not gonna lie to you, because it makes me feel like it's not all for naught. So yeah, I'm just there. There's gonna be one person there's like you're just like, "What is your print?" "Oh, hills have eyes," and you're like, "That is your okay." Okay, but this bag's a heart. Yeah. So there's usually tester calls most of the time, and then just going around. Just like I like when a designer asks me, I also have asked a designer, um, "Can I test for your group?" I actually asked Alexis. Because I've always been a part of the group of Lavender and Twine, but there was something about Alexis's bags that resonated with me. I don't know what it is with her bags. I don't know if it's because she's a friend or what it is, but I can get pattern pieces and I could literally make her bag without even looking at her patterns. Like I'm like at one with Aura Rosa. Like her patterns and me just they resonate. So I did ask her, and I'm not ashamed to say it. And she said yes, and it's been one of the best decisions I've ever asked. And I was nervous, but there was just something about her patterns that I really liked. So I asked her. So I've been asked. I have filled out tester openings on Facebook or on Instagram, and I've asked a designer or two that I really like that I think that we would work really well if I was a tester. So, um, just have your eyes open to see when people are having tester calls, but if there's somebody you like, ask. The worst they can say is no. Alexis, sorry. Just ask. And if you're at So Magical, if you're so magical and there's gonna be like a bazillion test of bag designers there, meet them. Hey, do you look for a tester? Like Jess Roots, she creates patterns too. If you like her pattern style, if you see her there, then be like, "Hey, do you ever have testers for your patterns? I know you have Babby, but do you ever have it?" And she'd be like, "No, I do have a test stream." I don't know if she has one. I'm just giving you an example. And she may appreciate the fact that you see her as a designer and may like, yeah, come on board. Nicole Sonar's there. You can ask, be like, "Hey, I love all your wallets. I never see, I don't know if you have tester calls or not. Do you, how does one become a tester for you?" And having that conversation, like I said, the worst they're going to say is no. And if they say no, then at least you can say, "I tried," you know? I love when designers reach out, but I also have reached out too. It's like, I don't know. I reached out to certain people because I just felt like their patterns would me and them would just work really well together. So, just have fun and ask them. That's the whole fun of it. And they are always different walks of life, domestics, industrials, all this crazy stuff. So just ask. And I think that will mean something to the designer too, because maybe they'll take it as you like their work so much that you want to work with them next time they have a pattern come out. So it makes a designer feel good too, just like it makes me feel good if a designer asks me. I'm like, "Oh my god, you know my work?" It's like, "Yes." So, I think it's cool. Alrighty, I'm gonna hop off, drink some coffee, like, see if there's some strawberries. I've been on a strawberry kick. It's because strawberry is about to be completely out of season, and see what my husband's going to be grilling today. I'm hoping for some kind of chicken. I don't know. But I hope everyone has a really good Labor Day weekend. And I will see you manana, and I will talk to you guys all later.